Hey, all my crafty friends. I have one project two different ways pretty much for you guys today. We are over here at Brass and Bliss we have free reign of what we would like to do, anything, but we want to highlight a few techniques. And one technique that I would love to highlight for you guys is masking, using masking paper. I know and understand that dyes are getting expensive around here, and so I am going to try and use a lot of basic dyes and no dyes pretty much. So we are starting out by using a just plain old circle die. You also could just cut the circle out of this. That is very easy to use a, cup, bowl, plate, mug, or something to color or to draw a circle and then cut around that on some masking paper. There's several different kinds of masking papers out there. Gina K has some. This set I think I just got from Amazon. Unfortunately, I'm not going to recommend this one. It is very sticky, and we want a really low tack one. So you just seen me there. I had to stomp it off on my arm, and I put it on my sweater to make it less tacky. See right there, to make it less tacky. So this is not my favorite, but I'm trying to get rid of it. So when I use big sheets of masking paper, I do use this so that I can get rid of it. Otherwise, it works very well. It takes ink very well. It does a lot of things very well. It tends to tear my paper if I leave it on there for too long. All right, so we're using these super cute little snowman stamps. Guys, these are absolutely adorable. And they are peeking around corners and peeking above a ledge, all that kind of stuff. So that gave me the idea of having them peek out from the circle. All right. So I put my masking tape down on top of it, and then now I'm just positioning. I also, in the beginning of the video, showed you that I had already masked all of my stamps also. So I didn't want to bore you with that. Plus, this video is already a little bit of my longer ones. So I already did that. And you're going to see, I'm just kind of playing with the cards, seeing where, everything's going to go. So you always want to stamp what you want to see in front first. So this little guy is going to be in front. All of the other ones are going to kind of go behind him. I am using my alcohol-friendly ink because we are going to color these with our Ohulu markers. This was so fun, and I decided I wanted to take it a step further, as you've seen in the thumbnail, and show you also that you can decorate your envelopes too. What got me really interested, honestly, in card making before even making the cards was mail art or designing the envelopes. I guess most people call it mail art. Christina Warner honestly got me on YouTube before all of this card making even happened. Honestly, I had a lot of her videos already saved. And so I always usually send a coordinating envelope with all of my cards. All right, so we did our second snowman. You probably could have done your second and third here. I was just trying to take it slow and make sure that we got everything correct. And I'm finicking. I could have cut this part out, finicking with that mask. So there we go. We pulled that off, and we're going to stick him down. I also cut this mask wrong. I thought that his little arm was reaching around, and you didn't need that inner part. You do. So I didn't look at the image, before I cut out that mask. So you're going to see here, I'm going to just cover that up with another piece of masking, little piece of masking tape after I seen that. And then I'll just color it. It's no big deal. So, all right, on to the next little snowman guy. He has the cutest little hat on, guys. I love this one. You're going to see that we're going to color that one a little bit special and add a little pattern in that one. You see me use I generally use my sleeve, and I don't have one of those little slider hockey puck things or whatever they're called. All right, so we're going to clean off our stamps, put on our mask, and then we're going to start on our back. Using our Color Fuse inks here, we are going to use a trio, I believe. I think I ended up using a trio. Hopefully I showed the colors. I always hate when I forget to show the colors. But I do know I use the cool blues. I will tell you that. So, oh, that one, it says Odyssey. I think I use Odyssey and Azure, I think is what it's called. I'm not positive. And then a little bit of sky in the bottom. So I'm definitely trying to make this, you know, a big blue night sky, because we're going to have some snow falling. Oh, there's the smaller one. I think it's sky. Let's see. Yep, sky. And I am just blending those in. It doesn't have to be super blended. Honestly, as you are going to watch this video, you're just going to see that those inks end up just melding right together. And we don't have to worry about anything because our masking paper is taking care of everything. Yeah, it's Azure. Azure, I think is how you pronounce that. Anyways, I kind of just go back and forth I think I just do it 2 or 3 times and blend all of that together and then call it good. Sometimes as you just seen there, your masking paper will come up if, you know, your bristles get under there. You do just want to make sure to get that back down as soon as possible and then just watch it. Generally, I'll just like go the opposite way on that mask so that it doesn't keep on coming up. But I just wanted that to blend down to the bottom. Then we are going to splatter on some snow. I just use regular white acrylic paint. This one probably did pick up a little bit of the blue because I did it so quickly. If you let this dry a little bit more, I generally do not have that issue, but I was moving a little quick. But there we go. Just a little bit of water with our white acrylic paint, and we are good to go. That was fast snow there. It is definitely a blizzard coming down. So now I'm going to start taking off my masking paper, all of my little masks, and we are going to save these because we can use them on our envelope, and you'll see here that, or you will see that here soon. Just took those little guys off, and there they go. And then I don't even know if I take off the regular mask. Yep, okay, I am going to take off the regular mask. And you are going to see me struggle. Even if I did, like, tap that off several times, it is just this paper. My Gina K does not do this. So, you know, you just have to get the right paper. I will put a few of the more, I guess, favored mask in the description so that you guys do have a few options, but I will also put the ones that I have that are not these. There we go. How beautiful is that? I love that. This is going to be just a nice, simple holiday card and winter holiday card, however you want to call it. And honestly, these came together pretty darn quickly. All right, so now we're going to get started coloring our images. Honestly, these guys came together pretty quickly. They are snowmen, which is one thing that I do love about winter, is you can color a few snowmen actually pretty quickly because you just need to make some minor shadows pretty much. I did spend a little bit of time putting a few patterns in their like outfits and everything, but you don't have to do that and you can just color. So you can see there on my little third snowman where that mask lifted. That's okay. We're going to go straight over that with our alcohol markers and blend that right in. So far we are using, again, like I said, for our Honolulu Bee, I am using the old markers, so the old caps. I don't have the conversions yet for the new ones, but it was CG double, however, Roman numeral 2, however you say it, 09, 07, and 06, I believe, is my color combination for this guy's hat. These are just our cool grays. My reds here, I did do a little bit of a different color combination, so I am actually hoping I show that. Because it's not my usual red. Oh, well, I'm trying to show it. Gotta love it when I'm so zoomed in on accident trying to show you guys and then I don't show it. I'll have to go back and see if I can see that one. Just put in some orange noses. It's a very small space, so I did a little bit darker. I think it was YR170 and YR3. I do remember that one because I use that one quite often. But that small of a space, we don't need all of the things. This is my normal red Santa combination is R8, R230, and R180, I believe. Yep, 180. I'm like R180. This is my normal. I love this color combination for Santas and Christmas. It's a very good classic red. So that other red, I wanted it a little bit more marooned. So I think it was like R7. I think I added a more red. Oh, if I show it here again, I could get it because I think I used the same. Oh, there we go. So we have R290, R170. I am doing a tip-to-tip action right there, as you can see, because those two are pretty far apart. So I am using a little bit of tip-to-tip, and then it looks like R7 is what I'm doing, and more tip-to-tip because this is a little bit more pink. I just wanted a little bit different red so that everything didn't look the same. Now this little guy has one of those like parka hats, or I don't even know what they're called to tell you the honest truth, but it has like little fuzz on the outside. And I thought it would be fun to try and mimic that. Oh, I also used, I think Argyle, which is like I can't keep on seeing it. It's Argyle purple in the, I know the color name, but I can't think of, and I'm too far away from my markers. Anyways, so I wanted this to look textury. So here I am. I just kind of did little teeny C's and dots with my markers here. As you can see, I'm pulling out my marker sheet because I didn't know exactly a color that I was looking for. That one looks like E210. And again, I just went in with a light, medium, and then a dark. The dark is going to be literally just dots to try and give this a little bit of texture. I think that I'd accomplished it pretty well. I'm still learning a lot of these different techniques. And I always say try. I mean, we don't have to be perfect. That looks like E370, I believe. Again, I will do much better the next time with my marker caps. Look at how cute that is. So now he has like a little fuzzy thing. This is where I just thought that we were getting a ton of red, so we changed his scarf over to like an emerald green. So here I am just using the Artist Draw 9s to put in my deepest green, which is G7. Some of the markers I can remember right off the top of my head just because I use them more often, and then sometimes I'm like, nope, I don't remember. So, but I do know in this color combination that my darkest was G7. Looks like I gotta stop doing that though. That's okay. We live and we learn. Looks like G190, and that sounds about right. Here I am looking for the next color. Let's see if I put it down. I do not. Oh, G1 is my next color. And that is definitely going to be a highlight color so that it definitely pops. Don't be afraid of your darker colors so that when you do a lighter color, it actually looks lighter. All right, there we are so far. It's coming together. I'm loving this. We're going to go back in, it looks like, with our red combination. Oh, to do his scarf. And we are going to use that same R7 combination that we used for his top hat. I also will not show you the coloring. I did color them exactly how I colored them on the card on the envelope. So I will not go through and show you that coloring. Just because obviously this video is already pretty long, and I didn't want to do all of that for you. I wanted to keep it as short as I possibly could. I think on his scarf, I honestly did use that R7 and then just went R6 and did tip to tip between the two of them. Again, not a ton of space. So, you know, most of the time, you know, you just gotta kind of judge how much space. You can fit all three in there if you want, but also sometimes is it needed. We are going to go back to our top hat. He is wearing like a more suit coat, I would say maybe a trench coat type of coat. So I did do it just black. In the original stamp, he does have like hands and everything, but they did get caught off on this card. So, and I'm just trying to follow that circle line also. All right, let's see where we move to next. Oh, I gave my other snowman more red. I always struggle sometimes picking clothes and stuff for my characters. I'm working hard on that. There's a lot of things that I'm working and trying to get better at as a card crafter, since I haven't been doing this all of that long. And that is one thing that I've been trying to get better at, is like not wanting to choose so many colors so that it does look more put together. The less colors you choose, the more it does look put together, but also so it's not all one color. All right, these ones I'm just going in and putting our shadows of our snowmen. So this is what I was talking about, is that it's very easy to color snowmen. So I just went in with my CG020 and did a little bit of shadows. All right, and from there we're going to pull out our Christmas, I think these are ones are the Christmas inchies. I love this stamp set. I cannot wait to use this one too. But I loved the little sentiment in there. It was about snowmen. So it's called Sending Snowmen Kisses and Warm Weather Wishes. And I thought that fit perfectly for this card. So we are going to use embossing ink. This is just a Versamark embossing ink, and put that back into our MISTI and get that all stamped down, and then just use white embossing powder to get our sentiment on there. There we go. Pull our MISTI out. And have the magic of card making. I love a good embossing. I figured that this would be the best way to get a sentiment on there, since we already did our snow and all that kind of stuff. Let's heat that up, and then we will start putting our card together. And there's the magic of embossing. Good job on me on getting that color, that change. Sometimes it's hard to pick up on the video. All right, so I did feel that this card needed just a little bit. I mean, it is a very simple card, and that's the way I wanted to keep it, but I did go over and just cut off a 1/8 of an inch. I believe it was an 1/8 of an inch on each side. And we are going to see, I'm going to try and see what I wanted to matte this on. I did end up going with a nice red. I think that made everything pop. Yep, there it is. And we are just going to matte that right on that red paper and call it good. You could make your whole card base out of red. A lot of times I will do that. This time I just did not. And I will just mount this right on a regular card base. This time I didn't do the inside of the card just because I knew I was doing the envelope and I wanted it to get to that. Another great way to add a little bit to a simple card is to pop it up on foam. It gives it just that little bit more dimension and makes it all amazing. Loving how this card comes together, but also love how the envelope comes together even more. Here I go. I'm going to put it down a little bit off, and I should have used a little bit of liquid glue to put that down. It gives you a little bit of time for wiggle room instead of having to pull it back up. And this time I'm like, nope, it's not coming back up. This time I'd already pushed it down too much. So I'm like, it is what it is. You can also put this in your MISTI and do it that way so that you can get a little bit straighter. And honestly, that looks pretty good. I don't know why I was trying to pull that up. All right, so there is the card. Let's move on to our envelope. So we are going to cut our envelope out here with our We Are Memories Keeper envelope punch. This is a great tool. I use this tool about as much as I use any punch in my stash, because honestly, the price that I get my Hammermill cardstock for, it is pretty much just as cheap to make an envelope as it is to get a pre-made envelope. So, at least at the last price that I got it. I can't say anything going forward with the price of paper, but at the last price that I got it, this is pretty much the cheapest way for me to make envelopes. So you can see here, I generally go up a size. I think I make a 4.5 by 6 envelope all of the time. That gives me just a little bit of wiggle room for, that foam adhesive, any type of extra dimension that I want to add if I have like rhinestones on there. So I generally will go up to this. So this paper was cut to 8.5 by 8.5, and then I just go around and score the where that little edge is. I just go exactly by the directions right on the punch board. I did get back out that masking paper to cut it down here. I believe I ended up cutting it down to about 2.5 by 3.5. No, it looks like 2.25. It looked like. And of course I didn't pull that out. Probably 2.5 by 4, actually. It looked like, yeah, it looks like a 2.5 by 4. I was just eyeballing it, to tell you the honest truth. We're going to pull that off, and we are going to put that down on our envelope here. Again, kind of eyeballing it. I'm not perfect. If you are looking for absolute perfect cards, I'm probably not the place. I do a lot of eyeballing and, just trying to get it right. All right, so I am putting that in my MISTI so that I can put my stamps back on here, and you're gonna see I'm gonna play with this a little bit. I said, oh shoot, let me make sure that there's no ink left on those. All right, so now I have all 3 positioned on there. I am leaving the mask on there, even though when I go to stamp them for the first time, their little hands won't be going over the edge pretty much. So you're gonna see me, I will just pull the mask back. So just using, again, my alcohol friendly ink, because I am going to color on this again, and I'm using Hammermill cardstock 100 pounds, so I can use my alcohol markers right on these envelopes. There we go. See, you're going to show me, or I'm going to show you that I'm going to pull that back, because obviously like his hat wouldn't come over, all that kind of stuff, and I do want those this time. And it looks like I forgot to stamp off the stickiness, so you can see me I'm like, oh, don't rip my paper. I really didn't need to pull it all the way off, but I was probably afraid that it would stick to my MISTI anyways, so I did pull it all the way off. Restamp those just to get those down, and then I will reapply my masking paper again. And because I already stamped on it, you can see I'm just lining those hands right back up so that I know exactly where that masking paper was. That was an easy way to line that masking paper right back up. We are then going to pull out our snowflake stencil. This is a I think it's a 6x6 stencil. So technically it's not going to reach across the full envelope. We're also we also need to put our mask back on our snowmen. Let me tell you how I know to remind you of that. Because I accidentally did not put my snowman mask back on. So you need to put your snowman mask back on, and then we will pull out our snowflake stencil here, right there. And like I said, this is a 6x6 stencil, so it is not going to quite reach across. And obviously this is not a pattern that repeats itself. I do use like our big circles, little circle stencils a lot on my envelopes. And those are very easy just to, move over because, it's a repeatable pattern. This one is not. I'm just going to fake it. Honestly, it's like, like an inch, maybe a half an inch on that edge. And honestly, I just like barely put ink over there, as you're going to see. I am going to go one step lighter in this than I did on my card. I'm going to do Arctic Sky. Then what's the one I'm missing? I forget. It will come on. It will come on. I forgot what the next step is. But I am going quite lighter on my envelope. And just going over that and blending, using some masking tape up on the top. I think it's actually Post-it tape. And then actually I might not even go to a third. I might only stay at 2. But you can see I'm clearly avoiding the edge so that I can right here. Yep, I only use 2. I only use Arctic and Sky. And I just move it over and I try my best to kind of line it up. But again, most of it's going to be covered by that stamp or by the stamp of the envelope and by the mask. So I really don't fuss with it too much. Like, let's try not to be so, I try not to be so perfect. Right? All right. So we're going to do that. And then, we will remove for our final. I love how this came out. I love how it just coordinates. And and there you go. See, you really cannot tell. There's a little bit there, but you can't tell. All right, let's pull off that stencil or that masking. Oh, also pull off your little things and save these. I just stick them right to the outside of the packaging, either to the outside of the packaging or right to the stamp package itself. There we go. And you can see all of that kind of like behind the scenes stuff, how I do that. Be careful that little guy because we cut him wrong. Because honestly, nobody wants to fussy cut all the time. So now my masking tape is coming off good because I've taken it off to put it back on. And we are almost good to go. Let's pick our stamp for this little guy. We're going to, we're going to color first, obviously, but I'm not coloring on screen. So here's our little transition. Boop. And we're colored. Look at that. It's so cute, guys. I love it. And we didn't even have that we used a different snowman this time. So we didn't even have that third one. All right, I'm just going through all of my stamps. And I honestly couldn't find one. And I remembered that I had just bought some new Charlie Brown stamps. So we went and got one of those. And they were a forever stamp, so we didn't need 14 stamps. Sticking with me all the way through this one. I hope that you like this. Let me know, do you decorate the outside of your envelopes in the comments? And if you have any questions, always go ahead and drop them in the comments and I will be there to answer anything. Talk to you guys soon. See you next time.